Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. As we're rapidly approaching the 1st of September, I thought it would be a good idea to do a bit of a video of hints and tips and things that I wish I knew when purchasing Hobonichi for the first time. The reason why the 1st of September is such a kind of prominent date, for those that don't know, and I guess probably tip number one is 1st of September is the launch date of the 2025 planners. So every year, Hobonichi on the 1st of August, they start their preview event and they spend probably the first 3 weeks doing sneak peeks of different cover designs and if there's any changes to the books or anything like that. And then around the 20th, I think it is, they do kind of like the full reveal of everything, and basically that's when you can start creating your wish list, deciding what you want to buy, what you don't want to buy, you know, totting it all up. And then on the 1st of September, the website basically reopens for the 2025 orders. What they generally do is they stagger the order dates over 3 days, the 1st and 2nd and 3rd of September. So when the lineup reveal happens, it does clearly state what can be ordered on what day. So if you do want something that's available from the 1st and something that's available from the 3rd, you do kind of have to do a bit of a weigh up around, do you think it's something that's going to sell out quickly, or do you think you'll be okay to wait until the 3rd and buy everything all together? Because one thing that you can't do that you did used to be able to do previously on the Hobonichi website is do a hold. So say if this was launching on the 1st and this was launching on the 3rd, you could add this to your cart, kind of do the order but place it on a hold, and then wait until the 3rd, add this, and then order both together. You now can't do that. You now have to basically hope and pray that what you want is available on the 3rd day, or place 2 orders, which depending on where you are, that can be quite costly from a shipping perspective. Like certainly for me, it does not stack up to do 2 separate orders. I do have to basically do it all together, otherwise it just gets very costly very quickly, particularly when you add in things like custom fees and things like that. So just to kind of get that out of the way first up, that depending on what you want, if it's a cover that is quite popular, that you hear a lot of buzz around in kind of Facebook groups and Instagram, I would highly recommend you order that ASAP if you're going to get massive FOMO if you miss out on it. Generally, most years there's a couple of covers that do kind of get very popular and sell out. They do restock them 9 times out of 10. I can't recall the time when they haven't, but depending on how quickly you want your planner for next year and when you want to set it up and everything like that, it's just something to think about. So yeah, I guess that's tip number one. Know the dates that the products that you want to buy are launching. If you're just buying books, then you're fine. From the 1st of September, you're all good to go, and generally things don't sell out. There might be the odd kind of week's cover that might initially sell out, but will generally get restocked 99% of the time. If something goes out of stock, it will get restocked. So it's only really an issue if, you know, you're trying to juggle placing different orders and don't want to do that, and you're trying to kind of wait for everything to be in stock. But generally this is only an issue with the covers. Getting that out of the way, we'll then move on to where to buy. So I do have a whole video on where to buy Hobonichi, so I will link that, but just to kind of give a bit of an overview, 1st of September is when Amazon Japan also gets the releases alongside the Hobonichi website directly. Amazon Japan doesn't get everything, so there will be quite a lot of covers and things like that won't appear on there or may appear on there later, generally I think through like a third-party seller. But if all you're wanting is a cousin and kind of, you know, a plain week, so these I ordered from Amazon Japan last year because literally that's all I was getting from Hobonichi. I wasn't getting any covers, I wasn't getting kind of a special patterned weeks or something that was only available, you know, direct. I was just getting the plain books. Therefore I could purchase an Amazon Japan on release day, and I think I basically, because of how quick the delivery is on Amazon Japan, I basically got my books before anybody in the UK who ordered from the website got the books. So it's great if you don't want to hang around and wait for all those orders to come through and get your delivery from Hobonichi. And if you just want the books, it's definitely the way to go. And then what you'll find is that other stores will take pre-orders, and they will kind of be like stores on Etsy and smaller kind of independent traders that basically I think go and kind of do a big order themselves on the 1st and 2nd and 3rd of September, ship it over to your local country, and then just sell on. These people aren't official retailers, though that doesn't really change anything because you still get kind of free gifts, which we'll talk about in a bit. But those do, that does happen from country to country. So certainly if you are keen to get something but don't necessarily want to go through the official Hobonichi process and sign up for a new website and order from Japan and do all of that, and you want someone to kind of handle that side of things for you, there absolutely will be at least a couple of websites or shops in your country doing orders in that way, where they basically just order for everybody. And then I think some places will kind of do it as a pre-order that might be live kind of in the next couple of days. Some people might just do it as a bit of a group buy. So just on Facebook in one of the Hobonichi groups, they'll say, right, I'm doing an order, who wants what? I'll place the order and then kind of send it out. There's definitely people out there doing that in most countries from what I've seen. So if you aren't keen on ordering yourself direct, go seek out those Facebook groups. And if you do need any recommendations for Facebook groups, then just drop me a note in the comments, and I will put like a pinned post with kind of the groups that I'm a member of personally, if you're not already in them. So I mentioned free gifts. So you get free gifts every year. There is always a pen. As you can see, this is the last time that I ordered from Hobonichi direct. So I ordered in 2020 for the 2021 books, and I got a pen. I think this is the only one I actually have left now because the other one broke. They do tend to kind of break underneath this rubber bit. So yeah, I am down to my last one, which does mean I will be getting books directly this year, partly for the pen. So you don't necessarily get the pen with every Hobonichi product, and there is a great little diagram on the website that in the kind of preview page where it tells you what the free gifts for this year are, and it shows you the colour of the pen and things like that. It then just gives you like a nice little diagram so you can match up and just kind of double check what, you know, what's going to get you a pen, what's not. So easy thing to say is anything kind of accessory wise, so drawer pouches, the notebooks, the covers themselves, you don't get a pen with those. You also don't get a pen with the 5-year, but basically all the normal books, the Hon, the planner, the weeks, you get the pen with that. There's then a secondary gift that changes every year, and that's the thing that gets announced in the preview party, stadium thing, whatever they're calling it that year, and that differs by product. So this year it's a cool little notebook with the same Tomorrow River paper in A6 in a few different designs, and that comes with some but not all books. So it comes with kind of the full books effectively, so the cousin and the A6 and the Avec version, so anything where you get basically a full year, you get it with like the Hon and things like that. But what you don't get it with is the weeks and the day free. So these two, if you're getting either of these, a weeks or a day free in either size, A6 or cousin, you will only get a pen, you won't get a notebook. It's worth looking at that page, and also when you are ordering directly on each of the product pages, it will show you exactly what free gift you're going to get with that product. Something to be aware of: if you're ordering 5 books, you will get 5 pens. It's not a thing where you just get one per order. You will get loads of pens, and some people do sell them on, so some people don't like these pens. Certainly the first couple of years I think I sold a couple of pens because I wasn't a huge fan, and then I grew to love them. So again, on Etsy, on Facebook groups, there will be people selling pens who just, you know, don't want them, or they just ordered a load of books and didn't need them all. So if you don't want to order direct but you do want a pen, you will be able to pick one up. It won't be the cheapest. Like in England, I see people generally selling them on for like a £5 or something like that. But if you really want a pen, there are ways and means of getting them. Moving on to kind of, I guess, freebie-esque is just a couple of bits that do come with the weeks that are a bit of an additional that I do see people kind of querying and asking what they're for. The first one is this sticky pocket here. So this comes separate, so you can stick it in wherever you want, and it literally is just an adhesive pocket for holding stuff in. As you can see, it's curved, so it's not a full kind of card slot, so it's fine at sticking in or, you know, holding cards. and you know, small things like that, it keeps it quite secure. But anything bigger, it won't keep it 100% secure. But it's a handy little thing to have. I generally will keep like a loyalty card or maybe some stickers or something like that, but that's what that is when you unpack your weeks and go, what on earth is that? The second one I don't actually have an example of because I've never ordered the sneaker, but the sneaker weeks it's a weeks mega. So it's got everything that you would normally get in the weeks, but then it's got a whole heap of extra note pages. I actually can't remember how many note pages you get. So in the normal weeks you get 72. I want to say it's like 200. It's a big chunky thing. And then the sneaker version is basically just slightly shorter. So the cover on cover will not go on it. It will be too tall for it. It's slightly shorter. It comes with like a more hard wearing cardboard cover. And basically the idea is it's kind of an on the go booklet that you don't need a cover. You know, you don't add a load of bulk to it. It is just a notebook that you carry around, but it's got absolutely shed loads of note pages. You can do everything in it. One book, gone. It doesn't come with the fabric bookmarks, so I always cut them out of my weeks because I never use them, but you get 2 fabric bookmarks in your weeks just as page markers. The sneaker doesn't come with that. I guess it's all part of kind of keeping it lean and what have you. So what it does come with is some sticky notes. They come on like a little plastic kind of piece. I'll try and put a picture up on the screen, and you just pop them out, and they're basically reusable sticky notes, so you can use them like page tabs basically. So instead of having the fabric notebook and the fabric bookmarks, you have basically page markers instead. Those are the extra little bits that you just always get with either the weeks or the sneaker weeks. I believe the sneaker weeks does also come with the pocket as well, the little plastic one, so you get a couple of bits with the sneaker. Next up, I just want to talk about cover on cover, as we were talking about the sneaker not fitting that. The cover on cover that you can buy on the Hobonichi website, you can buy in 3 sizes, for weeks, for cousin and for A6. The weeks one goes round the book as it is. Fine, not a problem. The one for the A6 and the cousin does not fit round the book. So these are Midori covers that I've purchased separate from Amazon Japan, which I will leave a link for. The cover on cover for the cousin and A6 size is designed to go round the full covers. This isn't an official Hobonichi cover, but I wanted just to kind of demonstrate which cover it goes over. So it's a plastic cover that just protects the fabric or material of the full cover. So just to pre-warn you, because I think a lot of people do make the mistake of ordering covers on cover or cover on covers for all of their planners and then can't work out why it doesn't fit on the cousin and the A6. It will only fit on the cousin or the A6 if you've got it in a full cover. While we are kind of looking at this beautiful Moomin Weeks, and have been for the whole video, I did want to talk about special editions. So every year there are special editions. Some repeat every year, so I think Moomin pretty much happens every year. There's an F1 one every year. These special editions, when they won't be on kind of the preview party, they won't be on the Hobonichi website. There might be kind of like a page to talk about limited editions and things like that. But these are specific editions that you do not buy from Hobonichi. You have to buy them directly. So generally they are kind of Japan only. So if you do see one or come across one, like the Moomin one is absolutely stunning every year, you do have to seek it out separately. And there are various different ways. I actually got this from Etsy. Etsy is a good source for some of the special editions, and then other ones you are going to have to try and use, like I think more localized marketplaces, and maybe having like shipping forwarding set up and things like that, because it'll only go to like a Japanese address, things like that. But I did just want to call out, particularly if anybody's looking at this going, that's beautiful, where did you get it from? Etsy is the place to seek out limited editions. I do think that at least one of the Hobonichi groups on Facebook does have like a bit of a mega thread of all the different special editions with links to where to buy them if you can, or if you have like shipping forwarding and things like that. So again, if I find that or see that, I will try and maybe add this as a link to the like pinned comment or in the description or something, or if anybody else has a link to all the special editions for 2025, please drop it in the comments and I'll pin that so everyone can see it. But yeah, so if you see anything like an F1 cover or Moomins, they're like the 2 main ones I always remember, I think, because they're always the ones that I really like the look of. But if you see like a a cover that you don't then see on the Hobonichi website, it'll be because it's one of the special editions that you can't buy from Hobonichi. Final thing before I shut up is just to talk about the spring release. So all of these planners that are going to be released on the 1st of September are for 2025, and they start on January 1st. But they do have a secondary release every year, and that is for the spring edition. So my cousin in 2018 was actually a spring edition cousin. These are, I believe it's to align with the Japanese school year, but these actually start on basically April. So the cut, like the book itself is exactly the same, like the same thickness. It's just got a year's worth that goes from April to April. So as you can see in here, there was February of the following year, which would have been 2019. So that's kind of just something to call out. They generally have, so they'll update all the books. They won't necessarily, I think, update all the weeks in all of the colours and designs. I think it tends to be kind of like the block ones, but you can get all of the books in this April to April setup, and then they will generally release a few more covers and drawer pouches at the same time. So it's like a mini release, but just to call out, if you, for whatever reason, you come late to Hobonichi, because this is why I had the 2018 one as a spring edition. By the time I wanted to move into a cousin, because I'd bought the weeks, loved the weeks, had started in 2018, like at the start of 2018, wanted to add a cousin, and as we were already so far through the year, I was like, right, I'll just order a spring edition, and then I've got a few extra months. I didn't use it because I moved into a 2019 cousin, but it just made sense for me to order that one, and ended up being quite handy because now I can show you that there is a spring edition. And I think that was it. I think I've covered everything that I wanted to. I'm sure there's bits that I've probably forgotten or missed out. So if you do have any questions, please just leave them in the comments. Equally, if you've got any tips or tricks that you've picked up, please leave them in the comments and help out your fellow planner lovers. But hopefully I've given you a bit of extra info that you want ready for September 1st if you are planning to make a purchase. Good luck at getting the covers or the books that you want if you're after certain ones. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye.